Yo, welcome back to another video. I just posted, or it's uploading right now as we speak, but I'm posting a video talking about the whole Jake Carrington, Raven situation. So if you haven't, if it's uploaded, I don't even know yet, but like, go check the video out. In that video, I'm very sporadic. I'm sorry. I had a monster and I was so jitty and I was just so shocked by the whole story. So I was just hyper and on edge. But now that we're calm and relaxed, this video should be a little bit more organized and not as chaotic, high energy, fighting for my life as the last one was. No, this one we're gonna do a story time. I really wasn't gonna make another story time, but then I was like, you know what? I need other people's opinions on this because maybe it's just me and I'm just being a total bee, but I don't know. Like, it's like one of those red stores, like, am I the a-hole kind of situations. It's basically what the story is. It's like, yeah, it's a story time, but it's also like, am I the a-hole for doing this? So check this out. I should really go on Charlotte Debray and submit this story to her so the queen herself can look at this, but no, I don't have Reddit. I don't know how to use it, so this is the next best thing. So basically, let me give you context. My fiance and I've known him for almost 6 years now. He's my high school sweetheart. I've known him for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, our relationship has been rocky over the years, but we pulled through. We made it out. Like, it's all good, right? And yeah. Anyway, so he and I were getting married this year, September 27th, 2025, which super excited, but super stressful. The planning has been planning, that's for sure. Not as glamorous as a lot of people make it out to be, like, oh, planning's the most fun part. I'm like, girl, when it's out of my pocket and I'm spending money on this shit, can't say French words yet. And that part's not fun. No, that part's not fun at all. Or a photographer tells us she's gonna do it, and then she's like, "Oh, never mind, something else on the 27th." And I'm like, "Then why would you even offer to do it in the first place?" I don't know. Anyway, totally separate situation, not privy to what we're talking about here. So yeah, we're doing that, and he and I, even though we're pretty similar people, we come from very different backgrounds per se, and he and I are complete opposites. Like, he is very keep the peace, Switzerland, like, I'm no drama llama. He was just like, I want everything to have a smooth sailing, like, very calm, very demure, very mindful person he is. Me, I'm loud. I can be obnoxious. I say what's on my mind. I have a spine that's made of steel 90% of the time. And I just am opinionated. Clearly, y'all know this. So, yeah, but we love each other. He's amazing. I couldn't ask for anyone better to come along in my life. So, he's amazing. He's perfect. 10 out of 10. Period. But anyway, he and I grew up very differently. My mom, she's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Her and I are very similar. Very similar. She's the same way, except she's a bit more demure. I can't believe I'm saying that stupid word, but it's the best way to describe her, honestly. Like, very mindful, very, but still also, like, I'm gonna mess you up if you say some stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's how she is. And I just grew up very open, very free in my house. Like, my mom didn't really have much of rules for me growing up, not really. Like, I've just been able to, like, I won't say and do whatever, but, like, she always let me to express myself and, like, be happy, all that mumbo jumbo, and, like, I didn't grow up in a very strict household. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I didn't grow up in a very strict household, like, very little rules, like, whatever. But hey, I turned out fine, so whatever. And my mom, my mom, she's been there a lot for me. She's helped me with a lot of my stuff. Like, she's done some homework for me. She's, taught me how to drive. She even does my taxes. Like, girl, like, she's a very involved parent. Like, she hardly ever, like, she wants to be independent, but she also wants to be set up for success, is basically what that kind of parent is. Very, like, no one say helicopter, but she's very protective. So that's just how it has always been. His parents are a little different. Um, well, mainly his dad. Whoo! His father. Don't get me started on that. Um, I love his mom. His mom is so amazing. She's a gem of a human being. Like, she's so sweet, so kind. She's so funny. She's just as weird as I am. Like, she's amazing, incredible. And I know you're probably thinking, what? You have a nice mother in law? Oh, yeah, I do. I know not everyone has the luxury of saying that, but I, mother in law, she's a 10 out of 10 human being. Like, she's amazing. Okay? Okay. She's just wonderful. And his sister, who's also my maid of honor, I love her too. She's so funny. She's so cool. Like, she is also a gem of a human being as well. And so I get along with them beautifully. Again, having a nice sister in law is also a very good luxury to have. Not everyone can get to say that. Because mostly in these stories, it's usually the mother in law or the sister in law trying to stir up some stuff, and it's just like, ugh. But in this scenario, no. They're perfectly amazing, good human beings, and we love them. Uh, now, uh, the way he was brought up was like his dad was an a-hole. Like, he's not a nice person at all, really. He's grumpy and miserable all the time. He basically verbally abuses his Alan's mom. Oh, sorry. I mean, my fiance's mom. Oops. Yeah, no, sorry. Um, and like he's just an ASS. I can't say it right now because the minute that certain point in the video has not reached yet. Um, but like, he's just awful. Like, he straight up like wished that my fiance would never ever get married. That marrying me would be the worst mistake he's ever made in his life. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, he thinks so little of his children and of his wife. He's just a grumpy, miserable person. Like, just horrible. Um, and normally for the past few years, I've been able to put up with that stuff because I know he's never liked me. I've never been particularly fond of him for obvious reasons. Um, he's just not a nice person. And so recently, I think like a few weeks ago, maybe like a month or two ago. No, I'd say like a month ago. A month ago, my fiance and I um, took my mother and his mother to go check out our wedding venue, in which we booked and everything else. We just took her, took the moms, go see the venue, check it out, book the stuff, and we went out to grab a bite to eat afterwards. Cute little Mexican restaurant. That place was amazing. Good food, 10 out of 10. And so it was a perfectly good day. Mind you, we were having such an exquisite morning, such an exquisite afternoon. Like, it was a perfectly good day. Until my fiance and his mom got home. And apparently, my fiance's father was so pissed that he didn't go to see the venue, which, by the way, he made no mention that he actually wanted to go and to, like, do things. Not at all. He was so mad. He was, like, throwing stuff around, like, verbally abusing his wife as per usual. And just saying horrible, nasty things, and just was like, basically said, well, I'm not paying for anything for the bitch's wedding. First of all, Gregory, I didn't ask you to pay for anything for Exhibit A you're fucking displaying right now. B, I don't like you. I don't even want you even there, which we'll get to that in a second. So why would I make you pay for anything at all? If you're just going to complain and moan about everything under the sun and make everyone else's lives miserable because you don't know how to make yourself happy. What? oh my god, I do not like that man. I haven't liked that man for years. Like, call me a bitch one more time. See what happens, bro. I'm gonna get ghetto real fast. Um, anyway, and so after my fiance told me all that was happening, he straight up said, "We are not inviting him to the wedding anymore." And I said, I am so over the moon about that because I didn't even want him there in the first place. So, no, he and I have decided we are not inviting Gregory to the wedding. Keep in mind, Gregory doesn't know this. Everyone else does, but him. So, well, actually, everyone but him and my fiance's grandparents, who I do love them, but they're, I don't know how to explain it. There's something, all right. Anyway, what's even made him more upset is that we do not want my fiance's uncle to be attendance in the wedding as well, because one, he smells like cat piss, two, he's a racist, three, he's sexist, and he's not even if he were to come, he won't even be there that long at all. So no, we're not inviting him. We made that abundantly clear to everyone that he's not coming. Oh, Gregory got so mad. He's like, I'm not going if Dale's not there. And basically, Alan's not love my fiance's what is it? Grandmother, she basically said the same sentence. She's like, I'm not going. She's like, that's unfair that Dale's not gonna be there. He's part of the family too. She's pushing Greg and Dale out and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, like, no, I don't really care. If you don't want to come and slush mouth, I gotta pay for it and feed at the end of the day. So you know what, you do you, sis. I'm good. Oh my god, sorry, I was adjusting. Sorry. Oh, pardon me. I don't know what much to say. It's just like, really? You're it is not about you. It is not. It's about your son getting married, your grandson getting married. You're gonna let one person affect the fact that your son is gonna get married and do one of the most happiest things of his life just because. Oh my god, bro. It makes me so upset. Like, for him, really, it makes me upset. Like, wow. Just wow. And so, I think it was like a week or two ago, we actually went down to my fiance's grandparents, and they were totally happy, totally chipper, like, didn't mention anything about, like, what has been going on. And eventually, his grandfather was like, so, did you buy a dress yet? I was like, yeah, I did. They asked for pictures, I showed them. They're like, cool. They're like, when's the, like, wedding? And I told them and everything, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll be there. And I look at my fiance sideways, and he looks at me like, did we just hear the same thing right now? Because last time I checked, y'all didn't even want to go because Dale didn't want to go, but now y'all want to? What? I mean, it makes me happy that for now they still want to go, but like it yeah. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought because I took some of my Monster and I was like, oh, that was good, and I was like, wait. Oops, sorry, so sorry. Let me. Whew. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, so I was looking at my fiance sideways. Like, did we just hear the same thing right now? Like, I'm glad y'all still want to go as of now. That makes me happy for him. But y'all were originally were pretty adamant saying that y'all didn't want to go because Dale wasn't coming. But yeah, she was telling me all the stuff that she did at her wedding and like all the things that she wore and just being super nice and cuddly and friendly, staying with her grandfather, and I was just like, okay, cool. And so I think like a week ago we went back there again, Because when I go, because right now my fiance and I are living separately right now. We're planning on moving in before the marrying each other, so like that's kind of the situation right now. But so when I go out and see him, sometimes we will go down to see his grandparents because they live literally like down the street from where he lives. And so last time we went down there, yeah, it was like a week ago. We were all having like what was like it was like a lunch together or something with his parents. Uh, it was what yeah, and then like she was talking about wedding stuff with me while Gregory was there, and I was like, okay, um, cool. And so she's asking about the registry. We don't have one because we don't really need one. Um, just telling her about that, the location, the venue, everything again. And then Gregory was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really nice," and like he was commenting on stuff like that, and I was just kind of like, okay, like Loki bro was acting like he was still going and wanted to go, and I'm like, well, when you call me a bitch and say that marrying your son marrying me is the worst decision he'll ever make in his life, why would I want you to be there? Why would you want to? No, absolutely not. Like 2 + 2 = 4. Actions have consequences. You don't just say some whack ass shit like that and expect me to just get over it and you just come on in, serve yourself up a plate at my wedding. No. Absolutely not. And so I was telling my mother all this. She goes, "Yeah, that's really messed up, but I think he's gonna regret not inviting his dad." And I'm like, "Oh no, oh no, he ain't. No, he ain't. He is not going to regret that at all. In fact, I'm quite relieved that my husband, or my future husband to be, is finally getting on board without inviting his dad over because he's just done with his dad, just like the rest of us are done with his dad." So, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, am I the a-hole for not inviting my father-in-law to the wedding? Obviously, he doesn't know that he's not going to be there yet. We're waiting till um, my fiance finally moves in and everything's all sorted before we drop that bomb. But am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for not, for us not allowing his dad to come? I don't know. Tell me what y'all think down below.